You're listening to the Last Man In podcast. Covering Winnipeg hockey and the NHL.
Scheifele dances his way in. Scheifele scores! Blake Wheeler finds the far corner. And the Winnipeg Jets win it in overtime. Woo, woo, woo.
Last Man In podcast 109
109.
on Labor Day.
Labor Day.
We're talking about Jets captaincy,
Jets getting
World Cup injuries,
injuries.
and why we're filming this on a Monday.
We're recording it auditorially. We're not filming.
True.
We're not filming.
Guys, we have a recorded intro now. You don't have to sing.
No,
Oh shit. Now you get double because it's a
Two.
Labor Day. We're
Yeah.
putting in work.
putting in work when we're not supposed to.
Yeah.
How it's done.
You're welcome, guys.
Don't worry, guys. So, the reason why we're doing this on a Monday instead of Tuesday, Cam, what are you doing tomorrow?
I'm going to a speaking engagement and listening to members of the 1972 Summit Series recall stories of that series that
Really?
are untold.
Where's
yeah,
that?
Centennial Concert Hall in Winnipeg.
Oh, well.
And my dad told me about it a little while ago. And then got tickets. We get to go. And I hope I get to meet Bobby Clark. Doesn't matter, be in the same room. So I'm already among a god. So it's
Yep.
okay.
Yeah,
2-cup champion.
good for him.
Watch your wrists and your ankles.
It's funny, I actually met Dan.
It's not game 6.
I met Cam's dad before the weekend started.
Okay.
And he even said, he's like, I don't even know why Cam's a Flyers fan. Like, they're not even good. At least I cheered for them when they won cups. That's what he said, direct quote.
He does have that on you. That's,
He was alive then, yeah, that's for sure. He would have been 59, 10.
I will give Cam
He would have
this.
been like 14, 15 right now.
2010, Flyers Blackhawks, he was firmly on Philadelphia's side.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Because he hated Jonathan Taves.
Oh, that's right. Then he
Okay.
started to fall in love with him.
So I will give him that.
I'm on a roller coaster of love-hate with Jonathan Taves. Like, loved him college, then I had to hate him because he beat the Flyers. And then I loved him when he was playing any Western team, essentially. And now I'm kind of in between right now. I appreciate what he does for the sport.
Fair
Shows
enough.
the kids both sides of the field, ice,
Yep.
whatever. So, let's get into it. Who got also injured in the World Cup since?
No, we talk about
What?
the more important thing. We are Jets.
Oh, yeah, right.
Jets first.
Surprise, surprise, Mr. Blake Wheeler is the captain.
Oh, no, I thought we were talking about Ryan Fitzpatrick starting for the Jets. This is a Jets podcast, I forgot.
Oh,
right?
the New York
Like
Jets.
New York Jets,
Yeah, my
right?
bad.
And how shitty of a coach Rex Ryan is?
Rex Ryan's a great coach. What are you talking about?
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
Does he coach the Jets still?
No, he coaches the Bills, that's why.
Yeah.
Because Jets fans don't like him anymore, so we rag on him now.
I liked him better before he lost all the weight.
Yeah, me too.
It's like it's kind of like the Jonah Hill principle.
Just gonna say.
Loses weight, half is funny.
Half is entertaining.
Yeah, entertaining. There's the word. I don't know why.
You know what was entertaining, though? The Jets announcing Blake Wheeler as captain, Mark Scheifele and Dustin Byfuglien as alternative captains.
Don't think any of the three was a major surprise to anybody.
No, especially in the last year in regards to Mark Stewart's diminished role on the team. It didn't surprise me that they took his assistancy away at all.
Who? I know Ladd was captain year one. Who are the assistants? Byfuglien, Enstrom, and Stewart?
First, they had 2 on the road and 2 at home. Byfuglien and Enstrom were at home, and Thorburn and Stewart were the road assistants.
And then the year after that, it would have been.
I don't remember.
Well, we can try.
I think when Maurice-
Jokinen had one for a bit because of injury to
I think when
someone.
Maurice came in, that's when it went to Wheeler and Stewart as the 2 assistants.
Oh, okay. Now we're where we are with Byfuglien and Scheifele.
And I'm sure Mark Stewart, I doubt he's upset. He doesn't seem like a player who would take that. He can still be a quiet leader.
Well, apparently they told him quite a while ago, too.
Yeah, so.
So,
But, like we've talked about here, it's the leadership. And those
Well, and
are your
you-
3
well, they're
flagship players.
It's
Those
the-
are the best players.
All their contracts just kicked in.
the 3 players that committed long-term to the franchise.
Yeah.
I mean, Wheeler's halfway through, but he committed 6 years.
Yeah, exactly. He was
Scheifele
the
just
first.
committed 8 years. Byfuglien just committed 5 years. So why not give the guys who want to be there? Not saying the other guys don't want to be there, but give the players who they give themselves to the franchise. So why not reward them?
Yeah,
Exactly.
No, certainly.
Agreed.
All right, who got replaced on World Cup?
Okay, let's talk about this, because I don't know if you know about this, but I know you do, because we were discussing it on the way up to Yorkton, Saskatchewan. The Vincent Trocheck situation with the North America under-23 team. Vincent Trocheck replaced... who the fuck did he replace?
Monahan.
Sean Monahan. And, weird, I thought he was already on the roster, because he was named an alternative captain.
Yeah, that's weird.
I know, he was on the roster, but then he was named to the roster?
So was Monahan going to be an assistant captain?
I don't know. So do you know anything about it, Dan?
No.
Anything about it, Cam?
Not a clue.
I thought I found
Who's
it
the
weird
captain?
earlier.
Ekblad?
They haven't named yet.
They haven't named the captain yet.
Who are the alternates?
Vincent Trocheck's one of them.
That would be it. That'd be the only one.
That's the only one that's been named so far.
That's odd. Yeah, I don't know.
Then Jeff Carter went down as well.
Yeah, that was kind of
Out of nowhere.
that was a little out of the blue.
Jeff Carter was replaced by who?
Corey Perry.
Corey Perry.
Corey Perry, that's right.
And do we have the lines? Pull those up. That'd be awesome.
I can.
Yeah, some
You
preliminary
want Canada
lines.
or what? Everybody?
Well, everybody that they announced. So there were some preliminary lines announced today for the World Cup. So let's
hang
see
on.
what those are like.
Lots of the Jets players are in prominent roles on their teams.
I disagree. Who's Mark Scheifele playing with? No one. Exactly.
Hang on, I'm trying to.
What?
On Team North America, did you see his line mates? Connor McDavid and Jonathan Drouin? Come on.
Okay, Team USA. It's the first one I found.
Okay.
So top line is Kane, Pavelski, Pacioretty.
It's a pretty good line.
Second line is Wheeler, Stepan, and Parise.
Ooh, that'll be good.
Third line is Abdelkader, Kessler, Oshie. Bit of a drop. And then fourth line is Bacchus between Dubinsky and Palmieri / JVR.
Still wondering where Phil Kessel is on this lineup.
He had surgery, did he not?
Yeah,
Where's Phil Kessel on this lineup, Daniel?
Yeah,
He
had
probably
wrist surgery.
declined because they snubbed him too
I
many
know,
times.
exactly. I'm joking.
Hang on here.
Were there any other injuries that were announced? Oh, David Krejci out, and Cervenka will replace him for
Roman
Team Czech
Cervenka.
Republic.
Okay, D pairings for Team USA. Top pairing is Ryan Suter, Dustin Byfuglien. Second pairing is Jack Johnson, Matt Niskanen. Third pair is McDonough and Carlson, and Eric Johnson is the extra.
In regards to that, because there's 3 deep lines, because when I heard Ryan Suter, Dustin Byfuglien, I was like, Dustin Byfuglien can't play 30 minutes a game.
But someone's got to be back when Byfuglien goes up, and why not have the best defensive defenseman in the league?
Oh yeah, no,
bar
I'm with
none.
it. Yeah,
Back there, right?
Now, quick question. Where do Trouba and Jones slot into that defensive pairing if they were available for Team USA? Would they be on that defensive pairing?
Neither would be on that team.
They'd be
You
the
don't think
extra.
so?
I think
You
either.
think so?
I think either guy would be the extra.
over Eric Johnson.
I think Johnson has the experience edge, but I think it matters. You know, in a short tournament, you're looking for chemistry. So you could argue that if Trouba's there, he could play Byfuglien. You know, Seth Jones doesn't really have Jack Johnson, right? He's in Columbus still, is he not?
Jack
Oh,
Johnson's
yeah.
Columbus, yeah.
So you could argue that maybe they play with the guys they know.
Yeah, well, when you think about it, we were talking about this earlier, look at Canada's defensive pairings, you've got a St. Louis defensive pairing, San Jose, and then a LA.
Yep.
And then you have Shea Weber as your extra. But apparently they're working out Shea Weber with Marc-Edouard Vlasic.
That's interesting. Team North America, forward lines. Top line is Drouin, McDavid, and Scheifele. That's interesting.
Never heard of the other two.
No.
Who are they?
Don't know.
McDavid and Drew.
Half is good.
Who are they?
Half is good.
One guy, I think he's a rookie, a new up and coming guy,
Yeah,
and the other guy holds out on contracts.
oh, okay.
No, not contracts. He holds out on his team after receiving the contract.
Line 2, Gaudreau, Eichel, Sod.
That's an awesome
Line
line.
3, McKinnon, Nugent Hopkins, Larkin. And then line 4, Miller, Couturier, and then Austin Matthews / Vincent Trocheck. They could be a good team. I know
They're dangerous.
they're all
That's
young,
a
but
very-
that's
That third line, that Larkin, McKinnon, Nuge,
that
line's going to be called speed kills.
Yeah.
They're going to just blow past you. But see, the thing about those guys, I mean, no, maybe not. But they're all not a lot of them are in their man bodies yet. They're still in between.
Oh yeah, but they're gonna be fun to watch. It'd almost be like a junior all-star team going against
That's what
NHLers.
they're doing.
Yeah, but I'm saying like a
And I
junior
heard a
all-star.
great point. Ticket sales wise, like I'd much rather see under 23 play than watch like, oh, who wants to come watch Canada play Latvia?
Or a Latvia-Belarus game.
Yeah.
Would you rather watch North America versus Team Europe or Latvia versus Belarus?
Oh, I'm not every time I'll go to Team Europe. It's the All-Stars.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
the best.
I could be wrong, but this tournament takes place at the same time that NHL preseason takes place.
Yeah.
So these players are going to miss training camp and preseason games.
Yeah.
Not that it matters because these are clearly the best of the best, but
It'll get them ready for their first games of the year. They'll be in top form. And actually, something that I also heard was Babcock, the coach for the Team Canada, has been calling guys like Steven Stamkos and making sure they're ready for this. So it is important to everybody that's on these teams to actually be there and be ready, because it's not like they get 2 weeks and then, the tournament starts. It's literally a week, tournament starts, go, and hopefully you win. Like, you got to get together quickly, and you got to work, and you got to play well together.
And they had their first practices yesterday.
Yeah, I think most teams.
today.
Oh, today.
Most of it was today, I think.
Some teams started yesterday, I believe.
North America D pairs: Morgan Riley, Aaron Ekblad,
Oh.
Ghost Bear and Trouba, Murray and Jones. They play together, right? So,
Yeah.
and then Parayko is the extra defenseman. Can't say I'm totally surprised by any of those pairings.
Can't
I
say
wanted Parayko and Ghost Bear because I wanted Trouba the spare, but that's just because I'm a mean person. But it's going to be interesting to see Trouba with a mate like top. He hasn't played with a player of the caliber of Ghost Bear before, ever, not ever. Dustin Bufflin, he doesn't pass a puck, not like Ghost Bear does, not like Ghost. Now you see me, now you don't. Ghost Bear.
Yep.
No, it's going to be awesome to see this young team play. I love all those D pairings. That's wicked.
I
Morgan
think
Riley,
maybe
Aaron
not the-
Ekblad is-
I
Maybe
think
not that
Trouba
third
makes.
pairing.
I think Trouba makes the team because he's got experience. Not makes the
What do you
team.
mean he's on the team.
Makes the top six because he's got experience. Parayko and Ghost Bear both rookies, right?
Yep.
Not saying they're not good enough to be there.
I'd take Ghost Bear 10 out of 10 over both of those players.
Well, you're.
I don't care what situation it's in.
Oh, really?
Flyers fan.
Shocking.
So of course.
10,
Shocker.
10.
Shocking.
Shocker.
I take Morgan Riley over every player except
Ghost
for
Bear
Aaron
like
Ekblad.
46 points last
I don't
night.
give a shit.
Amazing. He's
On
in
a
the top 20 defensemen in the NHL.
For
NHL.
points. For
He's-
points.
No,
Okay.
in rankings, in fantasy rankings.
let's
Take
see.
him out.
Because that's points.
Yeah, in top 20. And TSN, take a peek. Take a peek.
fine.
He's
Well, it's
18th,
fantasy.
18th of 20.
Let's see how he does sophomore year.
Yeah, well, Jacob Trouba fucking hit it out of the park his sophomore year, did he not? No, he didn't.
How good's his plus minus?
Ghost Bear?
How
I
good
don't
was
know.
how good
I
was
don't look
Philadelphia in
at
the
plus
playoffs
there.
this year?
I don't look at plus minus.
How good was Philadelphia in playoffs this year?
They won 2 games.
Exactly.
Hey, how many playoff wins
Whatever.
did Jacob Trouba have, Greg? You want to play that card? None. That's
I'm
how
not-
many he has. None.
I don't think anybody's arguing that he's better.
It's going to be
I'm just saying
interesting to see
he's
how
in the
it
top six because he's played 3 years in the league. He's got.
I
some
don't think
experience.
I don't think they hold a candle to anything like that. It's what situations can you play in.
Yeah, fair enough.
But having experience does help in that situation.
And Ghost Bear can play in all situations except defensively.
He is
Um,
on the PK. I know what you're talking about. Oh, wait. Huge news. Huge. It's going to be huge, folks. The top defenseman in the tournament is out with an injury. Undisclosed injury.
I'm pro bro?
No.
Oh.
Uh,
I don't know.
okay, he's going to anchor the Czech Republic defense.
Oh, fucking.
Radko Gudas is out with an injury. Undisclosed.
You know
You know why it's undisclosed? Because Hextall's not telling you what it is. That's why. Because he doesn't matter. You
I
don't
hope
need to know.
whatever it is, he never plays again.
He's playing forever again. He'll play again.
I want that contract to haunt them.
Hey,
What a useless sack of shit he is.
he's
I'm
fucking
sorry.
awesome.
He's terrible.
He's
He
great.
just
Who
tries
does he
to,
play with?
he just tries to kill
He plays
people.
with Brandon Manning normally. They're top pairing. I know what you're talking about. That's a top pairing. If I
Are you serious?
Brandon Manning and Radko Gudas. Yep. Wow. Well, you're not going to split up McDonald and Strite. And you certainly can't split up Ghost and... Who did Ghost play with a lot of the time? Schultz. Nick Schultz.
Their D is awful.
That's pretty bad.
They're going to have a pretty good young D-man.
I'm not saying they're
coming
not
down.
going to have a
The
good
only
D.
one that would make the team or has space if they can make it work is
Provorov.
That's
Not
it.
even Morin, eh?
No. You send him and Sanheim can use another year down.
Is Konechny going to make it?
Based off the signings they made, no, he'll go back, which is fine. They're doing the wait and see factor, which is okay because Flyers are they've kind of sort of pooched themselves before rushing guys in, so they don't want to do that again.
That's fair.
Nonetheless, back to the World Cup. It's going to be awesome to see this tournament. I'm actually pretty
Who
excited.
are the goalies again for? It's Gibson,
Hellebuck,
and
Matt Murray.
Murray's
So Matt Murray's clearly one.
Murray's 1, Gibson's 2, Hellebuck's 3.
Okay.
Yeah. Speaking
and that's
of
all
goalies,
because of NHL experience.
injury.
Who?
Freddie Anderson.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted to shield myself from that pain. 3 to 4 weeks, and Leafs start their season in 5 weeks.
Yeah.
So
He'll be okay. Another notable... I'm not going to read the whole team, but
No.
Patrick Laine is on the top line for Finland.
playing with whom?
UC Jokinen and Alexander Barkov.
That's a good line.
So-
He's also on the first power play, I believe.
Yeah.
So
He's gonna
he's
take,
going to get
uh,
a chance to show what he's got.
He's going to be the trigger man.
Triggerman.
And then you just
Trigger
put
man.
Barkov in front and UC Jokinen getting the rest
And
of
the long forgotten fact, Paul Maurice is a coach for Team Europe in this tournament.
Really?
Yeah.
Since when?
A long time ago they announced it. I just totally forgot.
I
He's-
forgot about
Yeah.
Marius being part of that. Wow.
Which is really odd because I guess it's because he coached over there.
I guess so.
He must be in good standing with the lot. I don't know.
Or they were like, we need an AHL coach for Team Europe. Anybody want to do it? Michel Therrien raised his hand. They're like, no, not you. Paul Maurice raised his hand.
Anybody
and everyone's
but
like,
you.
yes, please.
There it is.
No. Is anyone else like teacher looking around?
Yeah.
Room? Anyone?
If you want, he had all 30 coaches, and he's like, hey, we need... Bill Daly's like, we need coaches for Team Europe. Raise your hand if you want to do it. First one up was Michel Therrien. He's like, hey, you guys, don't be shy. We need somebody to coach Team Europe. And Therrien raises his hand higher. Anyone? Okay, I'm just going to pick out of a hat. Paul Maurice, you're going to be Team Europe. And that's how it
Is he
happened.
head coach?
That was the selection process. I don't know.
I think he's assistant.
I would assume he's
I mean-
the assistant.
Are there really any head coaches in this tournament? They're all superstars.
Yeah.
You know.
Who's the coach in North America?
Shirelli, isn't it?
Coach?
That would be a GM.
I lie. McClellan, maybe?
I think you're
Maybe
right.
McClellan. Yeah, that would make sense.
I think you're right.
I think you are right.
That's why he
You know who it isn't?
on the top line.
You know
with
who it
this
isn't?
guy we've never heard
Paul
of.
Maurice.
No, you know who it isn't?
Paul Maurice.
Ron Wilson, because he doesn't know how to coach young guys or select them. Because how did Team USA do in the World Juniors this year? Not good. For how good that team should have been.
Same could be said about... No, they made it farther than Canada.
They did. But Canada didn't have a strong team this year.
That's true. They were pretty bad.
They were not a good team this year. That was a very disappointing tournament last year, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. Like, I was thinking about this. I was thinking about it the other day. Or no, Okay, Greg and I were in Yorkton, Regina for the Labor Day Classic. Yorkton then went to Regina, Saskatchewan for the Labor Day Classic. I'm a Riders fan.
You want to say you went to the Labor Day Classic one more time?
I went to the Labor Day Classic.
What? Oh, yeah. Just wanted to clear that up.
Yeah, and while we were there, Greg gets pretty uppity watching the Bombers.
I don't
live.
get uppity at all.
Very uppity.
No.
I
He has
can imagine.
He has an alter ego.
Did
I know.
you
Yes.
get some video of him?
I got a very sad picture of him without him looking, but he was also just looking at his phone, so he's kind of out of it. Nonetheless, Greg gets very excited and passionate about many sports all the time. I was thinking, when's the one I don't get too crazy watching like hockey live. Like I get upset or like mad sometimes. They're not like the wave of the roller coaster of emotion Greg goes on every time he watches sports. The one thing that I go like 0 to 100 on angry or excitement every time, World Juniors. Even if Canada's up like 4-0,
Yep.
I would be yelling at my TV like, that was a tripping ref. You're the worst ref I've ever seen in my entire life. What are you doing out there? My grandma can do a better job than you. And it's just like the stupidest thing ever. And then I just see that the trailing ref has his arm up and I'm like, oh, never mind. JK lols. But for the World Juniors, I get very excited about that. But yeah, this past year was terrible.
I guarantee you one game where you were up and down all over the place. 2010 gold medal game.
Yeah.
Olympics.
Olympics.
Oh yeah.
I bet you that was a game where you were like,
Oh no. Of course, yeah.
You know.
Okay, basically, whenever Canada is playing hockey, yeah, that's for sure.
I've seen it firsthand.
Except for
He
2014.
gets aggressive.
2014,
You were not a
I was
Canadian
an
fan.
American.
And how did they do?
They did great.
They finished 4th.
They picked players I wanted on that
I
team.
don't care.
You
You know who I'm not cheering for this year?
Who?
America. Why? They didn't pick Phil Kessel.
There you go. That's how you cheer teams. That's how you pick.
And you know what else?
Spite
You know
them.
why
Do it,
else?
Greg.
Like USA was not good. They don't pick the right players ever. Their selection process for both the World Juniors last year was flawed, and World Cup this year was flawed.
Okay. So
Unless they do very well, then it's not flawed, I guess. But
have we done the Canada lines yet?
no.
Let's read those out, and then I'm going to lead you into the betting odds on this tournament.
Oh really? Oh,
There's something. Super together, by the way. Just want to say, Greg and I were just in a car driving for like
The
8
vibe of this
Yeah.
podcast is just, it's
like,
mellow. It's
We've legitimately got in a car at 10:30.
It is now.
So I guess
it is
11:30
now
Central Time.
7 o'clock.
everyone's kind of
Yeah.
looking at each other like, can you please say something? I don't want to talk.
Yeah.
All right,
Greg
it's a very long day.
injured himself because he went swimming for the first time in
It's not because of swimming.
about a decade.
Fourth line. Okay, sorry. Forward lines for Canada. Marchand, Crosby, Bergeron.
I love that line.
That's
I love it.
It's an interesting line.
It's interesting.
You know, Marchand's going to go and get everything.
Yeah.
Bergeron will also crash and bang, and then you have the best player in the world.
I'm
So-
gonna level with you. I didn't even know that Marchand was on the team.
Yeah, he got named out, wasn't he? No, yeah, he was in the original.
He was an
name.
original
Was he?
name.
Yeah.
I totally forgot.
Yeah.
Couture, Taves, Sagan, line 2.
That's going to be every line's like, okay.
Line 3, Tavares, Getzlaf, Stamkos / Corey Perry. It sounds like Corey Perry's going to be the extra forward, which is interesting.
Yeah, they're rotating.
Duchesne, Giroux, Thornton is
That is the fourth line.
fourth line.
That is it.
Do you know
That's
what
a line.
happens?
Two super speedy guys with an old guy who's not fast.
That's fine.
Thornton's
Let him-
pretty quick.
This is what you do. This is what you do. You're Matt Duchesne. You go speedy down the wing. Then you have Giroux sitting like top circle, waiting for
Left
that
side.
pass.
Half
You hit trailer Joe Thornton, who's one of the sweetest passers in NHL history. Little pass across to Giroux. It's tape to tape. Back of the net. 2-1 Canada.
You know, yeah, and you know, like we've seen it. Giroux doesn't have a hard shot, but he knows where it's going every time.
Yeah.
He can pick that this corner, the top right.
Yeah.
Yeah, top right corner with the goalie like trying to cut
So,
off the angle every time.
The other thing that
Yeah.
I want to point out is they talked about their power play units.
Do you have the power play units up?
It's somewhere on my phone. I
Okay.
can remember them basically off by heart here.
Okay.
So we have Crosby with
Oh, this is off by heart.
Tavares, Stamkos, Doughty, and Getzlaf. That's their first unit.
Yeah.
Now, to put that in perspective for everyone, that's 3 first overall picks, a second overall pick, and a 19th overall pick, all playing on the same line.
Actually, 22nd overall pick. Oh no, I'm
19th.
thinking of Giroux, the next guy. Okay. Yeah, that's insane. That's 1-1-1, 1-1-1, 2-19. First rounders. Just first round. Just the first round.
Their forwards on that line are all first overall picks.
So Crosby, Stamkos.
Kos, Tavares. First overall picks.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness gracious.
2005.
I hope they're not pass
2000.
happy. They better shoot it.
They'll shoot it.
Don't be team
Speaking
players.
of Steam Stamkos, what's the stat on Steam Stamkos?
Oh, this will be his first like official like best on best international tournament he's played in. Because he didn't make it the Team Canada in 2010 because he's a rookie. 2014 he was injured. And the only other tournament he would have played in was World Championships, which is considered, I guess, best on best, but not really because playoffs in the NHL.
Was 14 the year he broke his leg?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Dougie Hamilton broke his leg because he hates his own country?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That Douglas Hamilton?
But who
Douglas.
still won?
Doesn't
The-
matter.
Who won gold
I
medal?
didn't cheer for Team Canada.
Who won
that
gold
year.
medal in 2014?
Canada.
So clearly he didn't hate his country
I
that
wanted
much.
to see...
He just stunted them a little bit by taking away one of the best players.
They took away 2 of the best players.
He wanted to make it a closer tournament.
They took away 2 of the best players that tournament.
Well, that they didn't want Claude Giroux because he might try to fight people, and they don't like that in international hockey.
Yeah.
Team Canada D, Vlasic, Weber, Muzzin, Doughty, Petrangelo Burns, and then Jay Bouwmeester is the extra defenseman.
Okay. Interesting.
And the
Why not
Nashville fans go crazy.
Why not do Weber Burns?
Because two right-handed shots, they went left and right.
But
Babcock's
Muzz and
real
Doughty
big on
play together. Bouwmeester, Petro play together. Then have Vlasic as the extra guy.
Because Vlasic's one of the best two-way defensemen in the league.
I guess.
Why
I'd
wouldn't
rather
you
have Vlasic over J-Bo.
Who replaced Duncan Keith? Bouwmeester.
Bouwmeester, yeah. J-Bo.
Wow, Subban's getting the snubs from everyone, eh?
Well, he's right-handed. They already had their right-handed. Babcock's huge on the left-right because those puck battles like possession.
Clearly, Weber is better than Subban because Weber's on that team and Subban isn't.
Yeah, and he has a letter.
Yeah,
Got
exactly.
A letter on that team. I love that team.
Did you see what
I think every guy's got a letter.
Did you see what he tweeted or put on Instagram this week?
I did not. Let me have it.
Well, Scott Gomez announced his retirement. So PK tweeted or put on Instagram a picture of him and Scott Gomez from when they played in Montreal, and it's basically like headshots of both of them at practice one day. And he wrote a thing saying, "Thanks, like great mentor, friend, congratulations on your career." But he photoshopped the Montreal Canadiens logo off of the helmets, so it's just a blue helmet with a red jersey.
See, what we might not know, though, is maybe like Montreal doesn't want him using their likeness.
Maybe, but it came out nonetheless, and people were not happy.
Well, yeah, because they signed this guy to this huge contract, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh shit, we gotta move him. Why? Just because. We gotta move him.
Why? Give me a reason. Cause. Why? Cause. Like, it's dumb.
One of the best comments I've heard about that deal is if it was a coach versus Subban issue, like Therrien versus Subban issue, let's think of this logically. By the time that contract's over, Therrien will probably have coached in 2 other places by that time.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
He's not lasting more than... I would be not shocked. I'd be like, okay.
If Montreal doesn't make playoffs this year or make it through the first round, he's got to be gone. He's got to be. If they're not 20-10 through their first, or let's say 20-10-5 through their first 35 games, he should be gone. They're not good enough to be there anyways because the team's actually garbage. But
so how about just set the line at if they don't make playoffs?
Yeah.
Whether position or not, if they don't make playoffs, gone.
He's got to be gone. Got to be.
I don't like. I agree with you but for other reasons, I just not as a person, but I can't stand him.
Oh yeah.
But his whole team is one player, and that's not his fault.
Bergevin's not a great GM.
You take Carey Price away from that team, I don't care who's coaching it, they are not very good.
Well, the thing is they just haven't. They've made some very questionable decisions. The whole Zach Kassian process situation, the fact that Galchenyuk's not getting top line minutes when he should be.
Radulov's getting $6 million.
He's clearly
5.75.
Okay,
so he's clearly the best center on that team, and they're not letting him play with Max Pacioretty when they should be. Their first line should be Gallagher, Galchenyuk, and Pacioretty. Good first line, but the thing is they have no depth after that. Their defense is hot trash.
Hot
Apart
trash.
from Mr. Weber. Yeah. Well, because
it's
Michel
true.
Therrien doesn't like...
Name a solid defender.
Well, no, let me name 2 of them that they are... Michel Therrien, because they're young and they're promising, and I don't know, they might have attitude issues, according to him. He is letting them sit in the press box. That's Nathan Beaulieu, Jared Tenorti. Could be great, formidable defenseman in the NHL.
Nathan Beaulieu is actually a very good defenseman that, honestly, any team I cheer for...
You don't notice him. That's the best defenseman.
Yeah.
That's the best defenseman.
You trade for that kind of guy.
Yeah.
That's the kind of guy in, late... I'll put this in terms. If he's your 4th defenseman on your team, you're not doing badly because he can go out with 3 minutes left to go or 2.5 minutes left to go in the third period of a game that you're up by 1 to win the Stanley Cup. Like, Game 7, Stanley Cup Final, it's 4-3. You need a good guy to go out there to give your top guys a rest. He's the kind of guy I want. That's what he's becoming, but doesn't get the ice time. They'd rather pay Jeff Petrie, who's, no offense to him, not a $4.5 million player, I think is what he's making.
He's making...
I think 4.5. I could be wrong.
I think he makes around. Yeah.
I think he's 4.5, but I could be wrong.
If he's more than that...
Markov's old. Weber's up there. Like, I'm not saying Weber's bad. Like, legitimately, their window is now. This is their window. If they don't win in the next 3 years, everything's got to be gone. Pacioretty's got to be gone. Gallagher, even Galchenyuk maybe, because they have no foundation for that team now. Like, and it's going to be hard to sign Price in 2 years if they legitimately don't have a direction. Right now, they're just getting by because they have Carey Price. We saw the destruction, what happened when Chris Kreider ran into him, and the team folded upon itself in the playoffs. That team relies way too heavily on out-of-this-world goaltending to succeed.
When
You saw this year, they were bottom 5 in the league, were they not? Pretty close.
Who did they draft this year?
Montreal?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll pull it up and see what I got here. All right.
Do they have a first round? They had to have a first round draft pick. They didn't give that up. But who did they draft? Montreal was not in the bottom 5 in the league, but they were not
They were pretty close.
bottom 10. But they were like first when Price was healthy in the East, and they just nosedived.
Montreal. They drafted, defenseman Mikhail Sergachev out of Windsor Spitfires program. And then that was right around the time, like at the draft, or like PK News is going at bat, and they're like, "Oh, this is a man to replace PK." They even like asked the kid in the interview, they're like, "Oh, what do you think about PK Subban?" He's like, "He's an amazing player. Please don't compare me to him. That's a lot of pressure.
Do not put that on me.
Don't put that evil on me, Ricky."
But at the draft, they knew they were going to trade him. And another point that was made on a podcast I listened to was, clearly Weber was not option 1. There's no way that he was plan A. No way you call David Poile up of the Nashville Predators and say, "I want Weber for Subban." Because Poile's sitting there like, yeah.
Hey, do you want any what? Nothing. Do you want me to send some jerseys that are signed too? Instead of saying like, "Oh, anything else," and nothing else. Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
That conversation had to start with, "I want Roman Josi. I'll give you PK Subban."
Yeah,
and then it worked from there.
Puck moving defenseman.
Roman Josi is very, very good.
Yeah.
But if the conversation didn't start at Weber, well then, yeah.
Where did it start? Exactly.
Yeah.
They were in a pinch.
They were in a pinch. They needed the deal to be done before July 1st because of the fact they didn't want that no-trade clause to kick in.
And then they would have had to be given a list and work within those confines. Maybe Nashville was in there. I don't know.
We don't
or
know.
Maybe he had one of those, like, the no-trade where it's like, these are the 10 teams I'm not going to.
Yeah. We don't know what the
Montreal
trade
was
clause.
1 through 9.
Yeah.
The other one's Carolina.
I think he liked
Every
playing in Montreal, though. He just didn't like him and the coach didn't see eye to eye.
Yep, I would agree.
Oh, don't you love when coaches win battles? How's that going for Columbus? I'm still going back to that. Because John Tortorella is awful.
He's not a good
Awful.
coach. That's a what
I will continue to
Any
hammer
coach who
home that
drives a player off your team, like a good player, I don't know how you can want them.
Hold on. The writing was, I should preface this, the writing was already on the wall that Johansson wasn't going to sign another contract with Columbus because he held out.
But he
for
literally
his other
just signed a new one, and then...
Yeah. But then again, his agent, same one as Mr. Trouba. Although Trouba's not really, it's not as publicized because I'm sure there's some issues with that. Oh, that's another thing. Unsigned, because obviously like the World Cup has to do with the NHL and IIHF, they have an agreement. Players who are not under contract when they're playing this, i.e. RFAs, they're covered under insurance through the IIHF. Yes. So if anything were to happen.
okay.
Yeah, because I was wondering about that. Like, it just kind of came across my mind, like, wait, what if they get hurt? They're not in the NHLP. Well, they're a part of it, but not technically. IIHF would be, or one of them, they're covered under insurance. They're good to go.
I'm sure there's probably a lot of things like, let's be honest, the Jets have had somewhat of a busy summer with the whole winter, or Heritage Classic announcement, getting all that stuff ready, the PR behind it. There's a lot of other things. Obviously, the number one thing on Cheveldayoff's mind has been signing these guys, but it's also the direction the team wants to be in. So, wouldn't be surprised that if it takes after the World Cup for Jacob Trouba to be signed. Wouldn't be surprised.
you forget, too, I think the first year the Jets were here, I think Blake Wheeler's contract was done mid-September, his extension or his new deal. So,
It
Well,
does
and they
take
go to
time.
arbitration often. So
No, they're not.
You
going
don't
to
hear.
arbitration, though.
no. I'm saying like they have.
You
before.
don't hear anything about Johnny Gaudreau not wanting to be in Calgary, but he hasn't signed a contract yet.
Yeah.
So
I think
Maybe
it's
in
just
Calgary
panic.
they're talking about.
they might.
We're
be.
talking about Johnny Gaudreau in Winnipeg. Maybe in Calgary they're like, you know what? You don't hear Trouba.
Yeah, and that
But
could
I
very
don't know
well
if he
be.
wants to stay there.
Well, that's
Like,
the thing,
yeah,
though,
you gotta
is
be-
there are
if
the hot takey analysts that do
If
say.
he did not want to be in Winnipeg, he would have been traded by now.
Oh yeah.
Why wait? If you know you're not going to sign him, why wait?
Yeah. And they why would they only allow themselves a month to be able to
Yeah.
send out feelers? Because the longer they're not going to be like just rush into a trade.
Maybe maybe they're holding out. His agent's holding out, saying, wait as long as you can, get the best deal you can, and I mean, it happens, right?
And remember,
It's a business after all.
Remember how? I remember this July 1. Mr. Kiprios tweeted out, "Oh, we're just gonna have to wait a little bit on Russell because a few teams are offering like $5 million at 6 years." It's been like 74 days ago or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he still hasn't signed.
Yeah, and that's the danger too. Sometimes waiting too long does more damage
Yep.
than it does than just saying, you know what, I'll take that bridge, or I'll do this, I'll do that.
Well, I mean, and if you got to think too, if it gets to the point where it's right before the season and they're holding out, Trouba really he's the one that kind of has to cave, because the Jets can say, not that they would, but they can say, you know what, fine, we're not going to sign you, we're not going to trade you. They can hold him out, and if he waits past December 1st without a contract, he sits for the whole year. He's a free agent at the end of the year, so he'd be gone. But ultimately, the Jets can say, okay, well, then you're not playing.
Oh, you want to lose a year? Go ahead, that's
Yeah.
fine. But also the danger
So-
they play by doing that.
But they would lose him at that point. He's
Offer
gone.
sheet, someone for sure in that time, if they know like.
That's true. But
No, but then if he
But then you
signs
get
it,
your
maybe he would just
compensation,
be
right?
like, yeah, no, but maybe also just another team signs just to be like I'm sure this is illegal. This is totally, they wouldn't do this. There's got to be rules against it. But Shovel Day Off calls, whatever, someone, any team says, hey, do me a favor. I will do you a favor back. You'll owe me one.
Yep.
Can you offer sheet Trouba this amount?
Yep.
And then he signs it, and then they sign it. They match it, and now he's home team playing.
Yep.
I'm that for sure totally
Hey,
illegal.
and to throw
It's shady shit.
to throw a
it
big-
happens.
The
Yeah.
season of hashtag shady shit.
conspiracy, if Trouba doesn't want to be here, why doesn't he sign an offer sheet from some other team? Just make it.
No one else has offered it. Maybe
Maybe not, but I'm just saying, if he wants out so badly, like everyone seems to think,
it's a hot take.
But he can't
That's what
go
it is,
to
it's a
another
hot take.
team. So this is why hot take illegalness. What I was going to say
True.
before we go on to like the World Cup betting odds, just you were talking about preseason earlier and of how like a lot of these guys aren't going to play. This is going to be a great preseason to see teams with their rookies and their guys who like are stuck in the AHL or something. See what they can actually do against like
Formidable players.
decent NHL rosters. Like, without their superstars, it's going to be cool because you're going to see the depths that some certain teams have. Like, obviously, you guys going to know Chicago will probably go undefeated because they're Chicago.
Mhm.
They somehow know everything. But it's going to be really cool to see, like, the extra long look. And it's going to be great for the Jets, especially, with the amount of young guys they have on the team. Obviously, we're not going to see Line A because we'll be seeing Line A on the top line for Finland, so it doesn't matter. And for many years to come, he will be on that team.
see, that's interesting though, because he's not going to get much of a training camp with the Jets.
You know what? He's probably not going to get a training camp, and playing against the world's best is not going to help him.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
No, for
it's
sure.
interesting because the coach, because I mean, Maurice is gone too, so who's going to coach I mean, I guess the assistant coaches are in charge when he's gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you're there for, right?
So it's going to be interesting because I mean he's not going to get a good look at him and see what he can do, right? So he's going to kind of have to fly by the
Oh
seat.
no! He's gonna get a good look at him. Well, he scores 20 goals a game behind Thomas Greiss. So big. Oh, there's Line again, and this will be Paul Maurice standing on the bench for Team Europe versus Finland. Line gets the puck, shoots past Greiss, and there'll be a grin on
A little
Paul Maurice's
smirk.
face, like, "Oh, that's my guy. I have him. He's ours." He's mine.
Yeah. Oh, of course. All right. So the betting odds. Who do you think would be like the top team with the best odds? Do you want me to go bottom to top or top to bottom?
Bottom to top. Team Europe. Can I guess them first?
Okay. This
I
is
guess-
worst to best.
Worst to best. Can I
Go.
guess it first?
Yeah, and I'll say yes or no, and then I'll give you the odds.
Czech Republic.
No. You said
Team-
Europe.
Team
so
Europe?
I'll give you the Europe. So you're 2 for 2, but Europe 33-1 odds. Czech Republic 22-1.
Okay, then we're gonna go Sweden.
No, Sweden. I'll
Oh.
tell you. The next team, under 23, 16-1 odds.
Okay.
And then we got who?
Sweden.
No.
USA.
No.
Russia.
No.
Finland.
Yes.
Okay.
Finland 14-1 odds.
Okay.
And then you have USA 13-2. And then you have Sweden 5-1 odds.
Oh, wow.
Russia is 9-2. So number one would obviously be
Canada.
what's
3-1.
their odds?
3-1.
This isn't. By the way, I want to throw this out. I don't understand how this payout would work.
5-2.
This is the hold on. This is the most insane betting odds because no one's going to bet on them. Canada
5-2.
way better than that. 10-11 odds.
You don't make money.
The payout would be from what
So
I understand.
Less.
$100 you'd make $1. If you bet 100 for them to win,
For
you would
every
make
$10
No.
For every $10 you bet, you get 11. You win 11.
No.
So
No,
make,
you make one.
yeah.
For every 10 you make one, so 100 would be
No.
110.
Because 2-1 means you make $2 for every dollar.
Yeah. So,
So for every $10 you bet,
you make 11.
No.
You make
For
10.
every no.
It's 10-1.
No, sorry,
10 to
for
11.
every $11
You make
you
your
bet.
$10 back
No.
and plus $1, right?
No. Every 11 you bet, you get 10. It's minus odds. It's negative odds.
That makes no sense. And
That's negative odds.
No, because they're so good. is
10,
what they're saying.
11 means because 2-1, you put
You
$1
have
in,
to
you
give
get
them-
2. You put $11 in, you get 10. It's negative odds.
So you lose money on Canada.
I could be wrong. Bookies,
I don't-
please
I'm
let
sure
us
you're
know.
going to make money.
I don't think
I'm
they
with
would
Dan.
do. I think if
You make 10.
if you bet $10 on
You make
Team
one.
Canada,
Then it'd
you
be-
get your $10 back plus $1.
Then it'd be 11.
So you
10.
make 11. So if you bet
No.
$20,
Oh, but then wouldn't it be?
It's
it would be-
opposite. You lose $1.
why would you bet that no one's going to bet on Canada?
That's
No,
the
that's what
point.
you're saying. That's a point.
That's wrong.
odds
guys,
are too
guys,
wrong.
we should.
You would
we
never.
should
They
put
would.
betting
They would
odds
never
up.
make
Like,
an odd where you lose money because no one would ever bet. It's stupid.
I think it's 100. My guess would be. I suck at math. We know this, but my breakdown would be, if you bet 10, you make 10 cents.
Here's the thing.
But you're saying 33-1, right?
If you
So
bet
33 on one side, 1 on the
No,
other.
Canada's 10.
No.
to 11.
But what you're saying for the highest odds is 33-1, then 10-11, right? So
Yeah.
$1 gets you 33.
What I'm
$11 gets you $10.
No.
That's what that's how I'm reading that.
Okay.
What I think it means for you
But
bet.
then how can
you
one
bet,
number be in one column and then it be the different number in a different column?
You bet
Makes no
$10
sense.
on Team Canada, you get 11, but you're only net $1 because you're down 10. You go negative $10, you make 11, so you go plus 10.
Oh,
plus
so you're
1.
getting one back?
Yeah,
I
so
don't think
if
that's
you
right.
bet-
Bring up
if you
betting odds
bet-
and let's explain this.
If you
I
bet,
gotta know.
if you bet $20 on Team Canada,
You make $2.
you get your 20 back plus 2. 11 times 2 is 22. So yeah, you're winning 20.
Why would you bet on them? That's awful.
You're winning
man.
$22, but you spent 20,
Guys, yeah.
so you're only plus 2.
Team under.
That's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
sorry. My question is, on there, does it say 1-33 or 33-1?
33-1.
33-1?
10-11.
Yeah, no, it's
That's stupid.
yeah. If the number in the far column, that's how much money you put in.
$10?
On the, no, $11. You get 10. If you put in $2 against Russia, you get not. Yeah, you get 9. No, that's not right. 4.5.
Pull up betting odds.
5. Yeah, 1-5. So you're 5-1. 9-2 is 4.5 times, and then 10-11. Yeah, 10-11 odds.
So that's 6 and 5.5. So you're making 50 cents per dollar you put in. No, because then,
No.
God, this sucks. That's
What do you
really-
mean? What do you mean?
I don't get it.
Well, no. If you said, oh no, I'm talking about. Never mind. That was 4.5.
I'm on E. Sucks.
If someone knows, let us
So
know.
it's
But here we go. Let's find
10
out.
to 11 odds instead of 33-1 odds. Is that what you're trying to say?
Like that's the odds. That's the odds. Like it's Canada 10-11, Russia 9-2, Sweden 5-1, USA 13-2, Finland 14-1.
If the odds were 10-11,
Which they are. 10-11.
10-11, yeah. So you would win $11, a $1 profit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
So then, why is it
It's
different?
$11,
Why is
but
it,
you're down 10.
Here's
so
my
it's only
argument.
net
Here's
one.
my argument. Then why is it 9-2? Because if you bet $9, you don't get $2. If you bet $2, you get $9.
Yeah.
That's my argument.
I don't know. I just got it.
I know, but no, that's all I'm saying is why wouldn't it be 11-10 then instead of 10-11? That's my only
I have
argument.
no idea.
These stats are from bodog.ca.
Well, that's fine.
Take him at
Nonetheless,
money.
all we're gathering from this is don't bet on Canada. The
Bet
odds
on-
are shit.
Under 23.
Yeah.
Dude,
16-1.
16-1? Dude, bet $10.
$160.
Dude, those aren't terrible odds.
We just argued about math because
Are-
it really made no sense because no one's going to bet for Canada.
Are we, so we're going to bet on the World Cup. That's what
Well,
you're saying, right?
I'm saying it's illegal to you to tell people to bet, but I'm saying it's a I'd advise to bet on any team other than Canada.
Okay,
But
if-
under 23 is the third worst odds, and they're a damn good team.
You know what I'm
They're a
saying?
good team.
You know what I'm saying? Don't bet Canada.
Yeah,
Not telling you to bet, just don't bet Canada.
because they're very good.
Not a good
'cause
idea.
You're only
What's
going to
the
make $1
second
for every
pairing
$10.
even?
What do you mean?
Like the
For-
second power play unit.
It's Sagan, Duchesne, Giroux, Thornton, and Burns.
Oh my god. Jesus.
Powerful.
If you bet $100 on Team Canada, you would only be net.
$10.
You'd be plus $11.
That's
Oh, so you'd
awful.
make a...
No, 10. You're right. Plus 10. You make
Yeah.
$10.
$10.
You'd get
Make
your
110.
You'd get your 100 back plus 10.
That's
That's
awful.
awful.
That sucks.
God, screw those odds. I'm gonna bet
Whereas if
Never-
I'm gonna bet $1 and make 10 cents.
Yeah.
Right? That would
Yeah.
work.
16 to 1, so if you spent $100, you'd win $1,600.
No, you'd win 160.
160. You're right.
That's a
Oh no, wait.
No,
what?
if you bet
$100. I heard $10.
You'd
Sorry.
win $1,600.
Yeah,
if I
you'd win
bet $10,
You get 160 if Team North America.
But if Canada wins, you get 10.
yeah, well,
That's
because
bullshit.
that team is stacked. Like, look at the top power play unit: 1, 1, 1, 2, 19.
But guys, remember, not endorsing betting. Just telling you, the odds are ever in Canada's favor.
Ever in Canada's favor, just monsters.
It's nuts. Can't wait.
I might
World
put some
Cup
money down
coming
on,
soon.
on Team North America.
No, you're not. You can't say that.
No, he might.
No.
He said,
No,
oh, we don't.
we don't
Right.
endorse betting, guys. We have to think about
yeah.
the kids.
He makes some extra.
Think about the kids.
In it, he
Okay,
might
I'm-
have spare time.
I'm not gonna Rick talk it the thing. Like, let's come on.
No,
You know,
Think
what
of
would
the
have been
kids.
a little more relevant. Although I love the sport reference. Pete Rose. You're not going to Pete Rose the
That's
six
true.
or that NBA ref. But
You know what happens to Pete Rose? He got tombstone 3 WrestleManias in a row. So that's how that ended.
did they almost kill him
I don't think
with
so.
the tombstone? No.
I don't think so.
I know it's a safe move because it's the WWE and it's spoiler alert. Fake,
One move
but
I wish they brought back, which will end it now: Canadian pile driver.
The flip pile driver.
Yeah, it's super safe. Super.
Yep.
Do we have anything else to talk about, or was that it?
That's it. I got
Okay, next
nothing.
time we come back,
Oh,
though.
actually-
oh yeah, no go.
Late breaking news: Chris Versteeg is a free agent again in the
Oh, yeah.
NHL because he wasn't going to be covered fully under insurance in Switzerland for some reason. So he is now coming back to North
It's
America.
because they're claiming it's because he had a hip surgery or a hip injury, so they can't fully cover him for insurance.
Oh,
About 4 years ago.
that's kind of odd because
So
there
now
are
he's a
plenty
free
of
agent.
players who have been covered in the NHL for that, but that's because the NHL's
NHL's
the
different.
best players union. No, wait, one of in all of pro sports. All right, next time we come back here, World Cup will be just starting.
Yeah, I think so.
We got some exhibitions going on.
We'll talk
It
about.
starts on the 17th. That's the opening.
We'll
day
talk hockey.
Of actual.
We'll talk about
There
hockey.
will be hockey spoken. Wait, no, we're doing this. Greg, who's going to be the worst team? No, who's going to be your surprise team?
in the World Cup.
Yeah, we know the worst will be Europe, obviously.
Surprise
no,
team.
wait, you know what? I'm taking Czech Republic the worst because Europe
Surprise.
can pull it together.
Surprise team. Team Europe.
Wow. Okay, Dan?
I think I legitimately think North America can do some damage.
All right. All right, Greg.
What's your surprise team?
My surprise team? I'm going to say Russia. I think they might be in the final. And I say surprise because Russia somehow blows up always. I'm going to take Russia because I've seen their lines nasty.
You say surprise because they aren't Canada.
Yeah.
It's a surprise.
Yeah, I'm going to bet $1 and make 10 cents. That's the best. I bet you we got all these odds wrong and someone's yelling.
Probably.
I'm sure someone's if they've listened this long.
Yeah, we really brought him in on
did.
this Labor Day vacation Monday. All right, Greg, send us home.
I'm going home to nap. But check us
All right.
out on Twitter at LastManInPC. Email is at lastmaninpc@gmail.com. Our YouTube is Last Man In Podcast. Also check us out wherever you get your podcast, whether that be iTunes or Google Play, under the name Last Man In Podcast.